And we're back. How's it going, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful, bumpy road, 90 day, whatever. All right, what's up, everybody? Man, that is a really loaded title. Hate yourself, be a champion. What do I mean by that? Well, let's get into it. You know, there's something called body dysmorphia, and it basically means it's something that bodybuilders, like world champion bodybuilders, get, but it's a word psychologically given by people that are not bodybuilders, because otherwise they would just be big guys talking about other big guys. Body dysmorphia is pretty much thinking that you're small. And what I mean by hating yourself is that I feel like the only way to be the world's best at anything is to think that you're not good at that such thing. For example, these bodybuilders are the world's best, but they walk around and they always think that they don't look good. And they have the most amazing physiques in the entire world. No different than a championship basketball player. He could have the best game of his life and then say, I did bad tonight. I think that if you want to be the best at something, it sounds really crazy. It sounds really crazy, but I really think you kind of gotta have like a very self-deprecating, I suck kind of a mentality. Okay, even on somebody's best day. Okay, if everyone else sees how great they are, what makes great, epic, amazing, is finding the flaw in greatness. And of course, this is, you can call it, okay, maybe it's not factual, this is my opinion, but this is my belief, right? When I'm doing comedy, if I crush it, I do great. It's insane, right? I'm only thinking about the things that I didn't do right, and I focus on it. That one element, I think, is what separates that upper 1% from everybody else. And I'm not saying that in like a egotistical kind of way. I'm saying that in a universal way, and that is a parallel to me because that is something that I live with. I don't go home and I focus on what I did right, but I also think it's really important to focus on what you do wrong in your daily aspect, you know? Again, this only applies for performers and stuff. Performers of what? Could be anything. Could be the way you make your chicken casserole. Could be, the way that you hit your tennis ball. Could be anything. But I truly, truly believe that the best way to be a champion, to be the world's best, to be a uncommon amongst uncommon, all right, and to be a part of that top tier percentile, is that you really have to basically hate yourself. And I don't mean entirely. I just mean like, could you imagine just bench pressing 100 pounds and being like, oh, I'm the shit, I'm so great, I'm so good, and you don't ever do anything more than that? Yeah, you might bench 100 pounds, but you're not ever gonna bench more than that. At what point do you just decide that you're done? That thing inside you, it's in me, it's in everyone, okay? The higher and higher and the more passionate that you go in something that you really care about, it really fuels your fire, right? By focusing on that negative, if that's like where you live, that's only gonna drive you to be great. Could you imagine how many times Michael Jordan shot free throws and he missed one, and for every one that he missed, he shot 10 more? He had compulsively had to shoot 50 or 100 until he got them in a row. And you might say that's crazy, but just like that body dysmorphia phrase that other people use, right? That's not crazy, that's passion. You know what I'm saying? You may say it's obsession. Again, that's in perspective. That's like somebody's perception of somebody. And I'm saying that with confidence because if you're on that level of excellence and you look at what Michael Jordan does, you no longer say that's obsessive. You could say that's a great work ethic. Why? Because that's a peer. It's a fellow basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of things that are misconstrued between obsessions and passions, or it could be both. You know? Maybe you're obsessed with exercising. Maybe you love it and you're passionate about it. You could be both, right? That's how world records are broken. That's why you got people walking around on the moon. You got fast cars and shiny objects from outer space and satellites and all this other stuff. You know, that's ingenuity. That's creativity, man. And I'm all about it. I'm so fired up today. I've just been thinking a lot lately about all of the things that I want to get better at. And that is the zone that I live in. And I thought I'd just make a video addressing that. Because every single day I look at all my imperfections. I talked to somebody recently, and I mentioned this whole philosophy just in passing, just to get their point of view on it. I said, hey, I think you. And I'm phrasing it very differently, but I basically broke it down. I told this person, and this is like a slam quick version. I was like, I think you got to pretty much hate yourself to be the best at something. You know, there's not that many people who are like, oh man, I did great today, I'm not going to try any harder. And then they become better at anything. You know what I mean? And I explained it to someone, and they told me they completely disagreed with me. I said, well, why do you think that? And they say, well, I love myself. You know, and I don't feel that way at all. I said, all right, well, what do you do for work? They said, I'm unemployed. I said, all right, well, what are you trying to do for a job? They said, I'm not really looking for a job right now. I said, all right, are you going to school then? Are you studying? They're like feeding into my own belief as I'm talking to this person. They said, nah, school's not really for me. Do you see my whole point? There's nothing wrong with not being ambitious. But it's sort of a weird thing to make an argument or disagreement when you're talking about the most competitive, successful, crazy, psychopathic, just, again, in comparison mindsets to someone who doesn't have a job, who doesn't want a job, who isn't going to school, who doesn't want to learn anything, and you still actually want to object with me, basically just kind of making like a little connection between what do all these great minds have in common. You could say it's obsession, you could say it's passion, or you could say it's both. I know for me it's both. Comedy and jiu-jitsu. I'm obsessed with comedy and jiu-jitsu. I'm also passionate about it. I start my morning every single day looking forward to doing the things that I love the most. And I end every single night thinking about the next morning. Every day for me is Christmas. I'm the most motivated, pumped up guy. And in every single moment of my motivation, I'm either through repetition, getting better at something that I already do in these aspects, but I'm always building on it. You know, a true painter isn't ever finished painting. You can't retire who you are. And I'm a big believer in that. So, anyway, well, I've said quite a bit, and you can tell how passionate I am just by talking about this. But it's more than that. It's to me, it's more than when I hear somebody say I believe in something, you know, I still feel there's like an air of fakeness to it, you know. But when I say this is my reality, this is my world, I'm trying to differentiate and squash that 1% perception of kind of fakeness. Just saying to everyone that this is my reality. I don't just, it's not just a belief, it's who I am. That is the core, the center of who I am. There's no fakeness in between that. I really truly believe that if you want to be the world's best at something, you have to be obsessed at it. And you also don't necessarily have to be passionate, but if you are, you enjoy the obsession. You know what I mean? So, and fortunately for me, I'm both. I have the work ethic, I have the passion, and the obsession. And in a lot of ways, if it's not athletics, it's a lot less of a meritocracy. But when the stars align and the moments come, I'll be ready. And I can't wait to shine. So, always working to be better, a little bit better than I was yesterday every single day. So, maybe, just maybe, I said something that fired or lit a fire underneath your ass, got you a little bit pumped up, a little motivated. I know I'm super pumped up. I got so much stuff that I'm looking forward to and working on. I'm so thankful for so much. But anyway, I hope everybody has a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Do something big. Do something great. Get obsessed. Get passionate. Get pissed off. And go after it. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.